What's up, PlayStation Nation? This is the Allworld-Gamer, and today I'm going to give you an overview and build guide for the Rhino Warframe. You can get Rhino's blueprints from the Jackal boss on Fossil Venus. Rhino is easily one of the most popular Warframes in the game, and for good reason. He's got moderate health, moderate power, high armor, and high shields. These attributes, coupled with his ridiculous skills, make him one of the most survivable Warframes in the game. Rhino's first ability is Rhino Charge. Its base cost is 25 energy, and it pretty much allows him to put his head down and truck anybody standing in his way. It's not a very powerful ability, so at higher levels you'll probably tend to use this ability to get out of tight spaces or knock down heavily armored targets. Rhino Charge is affected by power strength and range mods. Rhino's next ability is Iron Skin. Its base cost is 50 energy and will absorb X amount of damage until it's depleted. The amount of damage it can absorb is based on your power strength. While Rhino Skin is active, you're nearly invincible. You can't be knocked down or fooled in any kind of way. The best part about Rhino Skin, as soon as it's gone, you can put it right back on. Rhino's next ability is Roar. It has a base cost of 75 energy, and it gives all nearby Warframes a temporary increase in damage. Roar is affected by power strength and range mods. If modded just right, you can nearly double your damage. Rhino's last ability is Rhino Stomp. Listen to this description on the mod card. Rhino stomps with force sufficient to disrupt time, tumbling enemies around him into space. Sounds epic, right? Well, it is. Rhino Stomp also deals massive damage, so if it doesn't kill them right away, it at least holds them up so you can put them down yourself. It also makes it easy to line up headshots or focus target on weak spots. Now, let's get on to the builds. As you can already see, I added a catalyst and two former to my Rhino. I first added a V polarity, then changed one of the ability polarities to a dash polarity, which I'll show you in one of the later builds. This build is aimed primarily for advanced beginners. You don't need two forma, you just need a matching aura polarity and a catalyst. You don't even have to have a matching aura polarity here, it's just going to give you some room to level some of your mods up here. Because chances are if you're a beginner, these mods aren't going to be maxed out for you. So for this first build, I've added all four abilities. I've got Redirection, 3 from the top, just because these type of mods take forever to level and I'd rather use those fusion cores leveling some other stuff that'll benefit me more. My Vitality, same thing, 3 from the top, using those fusion cores for some other things. I've got Focus maxed out to increase the damage of all my abilities and increase the amount of damage absorbed by Iron Skin. Stretch is going to increase the range of your Roar and your Rhino Stomp. A maxed out Streamline is going to give you the ability to clear a room with your Rhino Stomp and the next room over as well. It's also going to increase the range of your Roar and your Rhino Charge. And finally, a maxed out Flow to take your energy all the way up to 300 so you can use Rhino's abilities effectively and efficiently as you need them. Now, if you're just getting started, you may be having some trouble finding these mods, but Redirection and Vitality drop from just anywhere. And Focus, Flow, Streamline, and Stretch, if you run Apollodorus enough, you will get them. And if you just can't find them, I've got about 10 or so of them. If you need one, just hit me up in game and we'll work something out. Now this next build here is going to be my high shield max efficiency build. I bring in Rhino Charge, I use a Redirection, 3 from the top. Again, take it all the way up if you can. I've got Vigor, also increasing shield and health, Focus for power, Flow for that energy, Streamline for efficiency, Fast Deflection to reduce shield recharge time, and Fleeting Expertise to cap off that efficiency. It's important to note that Fleeting Expertise is a corrupt mod, so not only will you get plus 60% power efficiency, you'll also get a negative 60% power duration, which is why I decided to go with Charge rather than Roar in this build. Now, quick tutorial on Fast Deflection. Maxed out, it's going to give you a 90% shield recharge. Now, don't be confused. It's not talking about the delay between the time you lose your shield and the time it starts recharging again. Fast Deflection increases the amount of time those numbers start going back up. So after you've lost your shield and the number starts increasing again, those numbers will go up almost twice as fast. So the way I see it, Fast Deflection gets its best use when you're in a high level survival or defense, you're out of energy, you've lost your Iron Skin, and the only thing you can do is run. So you run, you get behind the box, Couple seconds later, your shield's back up super fast and you're back in the fight. And with the amount of shield that you have in this build, you should be more than comfortable while you look for energy to get your Rhino skin back. Another thing when dealing with fleeting expertise, that minus 60% power duration is going to really affect your Rhino charge travel time. So when you have Rhino charge in this build, you're only going to use it for those times when you're out of energy and you can't throw in an iron skin and you've been knocked into a corner or you're getting banged around by some shield lancers. This is going to get you out of trouble so you can get to some safety. You may ask, why not use steel fiber in a build like this? But the way armor works in this game, it doesn't really kick in till you start taking red damage, and to me by that point it's already too late. Now this next build here is a high damage corrupt build. I've got redirection, roar, war stomp, and iron skin. I've got narrow-minded halfway up for 54% power duration and minus 36% power range. I've got blind rage for 63% power strength and minus 35% power efficiency. To counter the loss of power efficiency from blind rage, I've added a fleeting expertise just over the halfway mark to give us plus 40% power efficiency and minus 40% power duration. Rank these three mods together to get a serious boost of power to this Warframe. Just stop at the minus 45% power range on narrow-minded so that stretch can continue to support you. Remember that you still got your focus, which is going to give you another 30% power strength added to this. So wherever you decide to stop with blind rage, you can add an additional 30% from focus, which is going to give you a nice boost to your Warframe ability. So this is my corrupt Rhino build. It's my favorite build by far. You've got an extreme amount of power going into your iron skin. You can just absorb so much damage like that. Your Rhino Stomp is going to be doing crazy amounts of damage. And with this amount of power, I think that the Roar does almost double the damage. Unless you're using an extreme survival build like the one I just showed you, there's no reason not to have Rhino's Roar in your build. This is probably the most underrated ability in the game. I can't count how many times I've been in a survival or a defense and never see Rhino's Roar get used. I've looked at Rhino's Roar online and I see a lot of them where they will take Roar off his ability in a high damage build, and I think that's just wrong. Especially if you're doing high level survival or defense, using this ability when the heavy gunners come out or just before the wave gets into range, you're going to really be helping your team out a lot. And some people may be skeptical of this, so I'm going to give you a good example real quick. I'm going to use Ford just because he's ugly. I did both of these runs back to back, didn't switch anything up except Roar. This first run is going to be without Roar. See, you get killed. You get killed when you don't use Roar. I'm just playing. Here we go. So, not too bad, right? I can see how people could mistake and just go without using Roar. However, look at the difference with Roar. Almost double the damage. 1,100 more-ish. Now again, I didn't switch up any mods, I didn't change my loadout at all. So you can imagine being in some high-level content, doing any amount of damage more is really going to be helping your team out. It's a must, I think, and I really think that everyone should be using their Roar build. So this is it for my Rhino overview and build guide. I hope I helped some of you out today. If I did, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to be coming back with a lot more Warframe build guides and some weapon build guides as well. I'll have some gameplay footage at the end for you here. This is the first build that I show you, just so you can see what it looks like in action. Enjoy. Thanks for watching.